1 hour motivation, meditation, inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. Start getting out there, getting some readings, doings, helping some people out, getting them through their challenges, getting to a place of focus, a place of knowledge, a place where we ask ourselves if it's not about motivation, if it's not about meditation, if it's not about inspiration, then what is it? And so one of the places that's going to absolutely test us is the ability to see how well you can handle to be yourself. So a lot of times we're going to go through challenges that we don't think are possible. We're going to go through times when the things that are working against us are asking us the question, how well do you want what you truly want? Are you focused on that ability? Are you able to go through your own challenges? Are you able to put yourself in a place where you utilize what you do have and the things that are not meant for you move out of the way? So this is how it starts. It all starts by utilizing the tools that you do have. It all starts by utilizing the things that you have in such a way that you can overcome your own challenges. And it all gives you the ability to focus. It gives you the ability to get within yourself, to get to the place where what's going on around you is being manifested from what's within you. So how can you start to focus to that point? How can you start to put yourself in that place when everything around you is falling apart? And so the way to do that is to get within you. The way to do that is to give yourself the ability to focus to the point where the challenges that you face off against are there for you. And so how do we start doing that? How do we start getting to that place? How do we start to overcome those kinds of challenges? And so what does it take? So a lot of times you're going to be tested. A lot of the things that you're going to go through on a daily basis, they're there to ask you how badly you truly want it. They're there to ask you if it's possible for you to start to achieve your dreams on your own. And when your level of focus starts to manifest on the outside, when your level of focus starts to come from within you, and it gives you the ability to grow, actually find that kind of focus from within you, then you recognize that what on the outside is being manifested from the inside. And so how do we start to get down with this? How do we start to get to this place where we are sufficient, where the things that we go through come from our own level of focus? How do we start to recognize that what we have inside is enough? And so that's what this is about. It's about you finding yourself. It's about you overcoming your challenges. It's about you getting within you and recognizing that you can do this, that you can become this, that these types of challenges, they're meant to help you to learn. They're there for you to be able to see that the person that you are on the inside is enough, that the focus that you have is there for you, that the things that you go through on a daily basis, you can make it through. And so how do you start to do that? How do you start to get to that place? How do you start to get within yourself and overcome your own challenges? And so what is it going to take for you to start utilizing the tools that you have? How can you start to utilize the things within yourself that the external becomes a manifestation? And so we start to utilize the tools that we do have, and things like writing stuff down, like speaking stuff out, by putting positivity out there in the universe, like giving ourselves the ability to go within who we are so that the manifestation from within's level of focus moves the things that are not meant for you out of the way. That is the place where it all starts. It all starts within ourselves. It's to see that we are sufficient to be who we are. It is to see that the challenges that we face off against are there for us. That the things that we can do on a daily basis bless us. And so are you utilizing this universe in that way? Are you putting yourself in a place where you have that ability? Are you with yourself on a daily basis? Are you going through the challenges that you're going through daily to recognize that they are a blessing to you? Where the actual things that you go through on a daily are there for you. And so this is where it starts. It starts with you having the ability to just take a moment for yourself. Take a minute for you to see that what you got inside is a blessing. Take a minute for yourself to see that you can achieve things that other people might call impossible. And so how do we start to utilize it? How do we start to get down with who we are on the inside? How do we start to utilize our level of focus in such a way that the things that are not meant for us start moving out of the way? How do we start to see the positivity in the situations at hand when they're not looking like they are? It all starts there. It starts with your thought process. It starts with the ability to put yourself in a place where you have an able mentality, where it is you versus you, where you allow the things that happen around you to happen around you as manifested from your own level of focus. This is a blessing that these types of things happen. It is a blessing that we can learn these kinds of lessons about ourselves. And so when we utilize the challenges that we face off against so that they work in our favor, when we put ourselves in a place where we start to use the tools that we have, when we recognize that being by ourselves or having somebody around us is the same. It's the internal manifestation on the outside that's actually happening. It's the internal uplifting that matters the most. It doesn't matter where we are as long as we are within ourselves. And so when we uplift other people from the challenges that we go through, we manifest our internal outwards. And so when we start to focus to that point where the absorption starts to work for us, we have to look at the positive in the situations. We have to look at how those can be turned positive. So as we start to focus into that kind of manifestation, it starts to help you to overcome your own challenges. And so when you start to focus, and you talk about focus, and you talk about the absorption of focus, what you're utilizing is yourself. What other people see on the outside is motivation. They see the reflection of your level of focus. They see the ability for one to overcome their own challenges. They see the ability for one to be who they are on the inside. And so when we allow other people to see that, and we start to see other people, and we start to uplift other people, this is where the blessing from within radiates outwards. And so I have uplifted multiple people, and I recognize that the manifestation on the outside comes from one's inner focus. It comes from one's inner understanding. It comes from one's inner challenges. It comes from one's inner reflection. And so when we start to utilize this, when we start to utilize this on a daily basis, when we start to utilize this on a weekly basis, what we start to do is utilize our focus. And so I'm here to tell you that it is possible for you to achieve your dreams. It is possible for you to achieve your goals. And so how do we start to do that when things are failing around us? How do we start to do that? We have to recognize that what we have is a place of absorption. What we have is a place of understanding. What we have is a place of reflection. And so when we're willing to go within ourselves to find that, it's going to require us to utilize the tools that we do have. And some of the tools that we have available to us is the ability to be by ourselves. The ability to be yourself and to use that as a tool is a blessing in this universe. The ability to utilize the things that you do have is a blessing. And so this is how it starts to manifest itself. When you start to write stuff down, when you start to put things out there, when you start to put yourself in a place where the reflection radiates outwards, then other people start to see this. Other people start to understand that the challenges that they have can be overcome as well. And so when you focus to the point where the things that are not meant for you move out of the way, when you focus on your own individual journey, when you focus on your own individual path, things are going to come into the world to test you. They're going to ask you if it's possible. If it's possible for you to achieve that on your own. Are you sufficient? Can you achieve what other people would think was impossible? And so that is the whole purpose, is that our internal thought process, our own level of focus starts to become utilized. And so when we start to write stuff down, when we start to speak stuff out, when we start to put ourselves first, when we give ourselves the ability to go within who we are, to utilize the tasks and the goals that we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to let ourselves be who we are. And when we allow this, the light in this world from within oneself radiates outwards. The best friend inside of ourselves radiates outwards. And so this is what is meant to happen. It's meant for you to continue to grow. It's meant for you to continue to focus and to recognize that the things that are not meant for you move out of the way on their own. And so how do we start to utilize this? How do we start to use these types of things around us? How do we take it from any situation as such a thing of a negative or positive, and how do we turn it into a positivity? Can we start to focus to the point where the things that we go through are there for us? The challenges that we face off with are there for us. The ability for us to recognize this is there for us. The things that we go through on a daily basis is there for us. And so what does it take? What does it take to get within ourselves? What does it take to start to understand this? How can we start to focus to the point where we utilize this? And so a lot of times, the tests are going to come. They're going to ask you the question. The universe is going to do things to ask you if what you truly want is what you truly want. It's going to ask you, is this what you want? Is this what you're going to achieve? It's up to you to have written it down to the point where it is engraved in the sand in front of you and the line is drawn. The place within you is there. The place is inside of you. The things that you are on are you. And so when you utilize the universe to that point where nothing has the ability to break you from that, that is when the things in this universe start to shake. That is when the challenges that you go through start to become an ability to go within oneself to see the light. That is when the ability inside of oneself becomes sufficient. And so when we see that what we have inside is sufficient, when we see that what we have inside is a reflection outwards, and that everything on the outside is coming from within, when we start to get to this place, when we start to utilize focus as a tool. And so each of us need to utilize focus as a tool. We need the tools available to us. They're always going to be around us. They're always going to be testing you to see what you got. They're going to be testing you to ask you if you can do this, if you can become this, if you can achieve this. And so it's up to you to answer the question for yourself. It's up to you to see that this is an ability to have an able mentality, an ability to utilize what you do have, an ability to utilize the ability to reflect outwards from within oneself, that one is sufficient, that one is a number, that you are the only number that you need. And so when you start to utilize this, you start to get down to the place inside of yourself. When you start to recognize that the reflection radiates outwards from within you, when you start to understand the challenges that you go through on a daily basis, when you write them down, when you put yourself in that place where what is coming out is radiating outwards from within yourself, when you write it down to that point where it has no ability to stop you, then the things in this universe start to work in your favor. And so when we radiate outwards and we utilize the Most High in such a way that we are the blessing, when we utilize the blessing in this universe that we are, then this world becomes a more beautiful place. And when we utilize the blessing within ourselves, the external light starts to become brighter. And so the one who can focus to the point where things start to become possible ends up making the impossible possible, ends up making the challenges that they face off against less of a challenge, ends up making the things that they face off against more available, ends up making the things that they have a blessing. So when we recognize this, when we put ourselves in this place, when we give ourselves this ability, when we overcome these kinds of challenges, when we get to this place where the reflection radiates outwards, we start to understand that there's no challenge that we can't overcome within ourselves. And so I'm here to tell you that what you have inside of yourself is sufficient. The tools that you do have are there for you. The ability to focus is a foundation. When you utilize the foundation that you do have, when you give yourself the ability to use what you have inside of you, you can see the blessings on the outside. You can see the things that you go through on a daily basis are there for you. And so how can you turn everything into positivity? It requires a level of focus to recognize that. It requires a level of focus to see that it is possible. That the challenges and the things that we go through make us who we are. If we didn't have those kinds of challenges, then we wouldn't be able to be at the place where we are. And so are you doing that? Are you achieving that for yourself? Are you putting yourself in that place where whatever happens around you doesn't change how you feel inside you? What doesn't change how you are going along your journey? Doesn't change how you're going along your path, how you're going within yourself. Are you on a page with you? And so that is where focus becomes a place where the reflection becomes determination. It becomes such a thing like the ability to move straight through it, to put yourself in a place where the universe moves around you and you're able to walk straight through it. And the walls that are in front of you, you either go through or they move out of your way. And so that is a stage of focus where you speak your mind. That is a stage of focus where you put yourself in a place where you achieve your dreams, where you achieve your goals. And so recognizing that, allowing ourselves to be that, recognizing that we allow ourselves to achieve that, recognizing that there's nothing that has the ability to stop us is there. And so are we there with ourselves? Are we achieving this with us? Are we putting ourselves in a place where the reflection radiates outwards, where the challenges that we face off against are there for us, where the things that we go through are tailor-made for you and for me? And so are we this focused? Are we in such a place that we light up the world, where we uplift other people from just being focused, where the most attractive trait is focus? Are we putting ourselves in this kind of a place? Are we giving ourselves this kind of an ability? And so this is what it takes. It takes an internal self. It takes you recognizing that this is a lonely path. It takes you recognizing that you are sufficient, that the challenges that you go through on a daily basis were tailor-made for you, that you have the ability to go within yourself, and that the external is just a manifestation of your thought process. And so when we focus to this point, when we get to this place, when we achieve these kind of reflections, when we get to down with ourselves inside, when we overcome these kind of things, this is when the reflection radiates outwards. And so how do we overcome our challenges on a daily basis? How do we get to the place within ourselves where it starts to become possible? How do we How do you become on top when other people would say it's not possible? How do you get to the place where things become something greater than what other people would call impossible? So this is what it's about. It's about you seeing yourself. It's about you achieving you. It's about you becoming that kind of a person within you. And so this is what it takes. It takes a level of focus within oneself. It takes a place within oneself where they see that it is possible, that they see that it can be achieved, that they see that it can be done, that they see that it is something so great that nobody can stop. And so what is it going to require for you to get to that place on your own? What is it going to require for you to get to that place on your own? What is it going to require for you to achieve that for yourself? What is it going to require for you to overcome this with other people? What is it going to require for you to understand the person that you are inside? A lot of times we're going to be on a lonely path. It's to make it through those challenges by ourselves that we achieve a light within ourselves. It's to recognize that the people that want to be around you, they watch you. The people that want to be around you, they're going to be there no matter what. The light that you have inside of yourself is going to radiate outwards. The light that you have inside of yourself is a reflection from your internal manifestation outwards. And so, are you giving yourself the ability to write stuff down? Are you giving yourself the ability to go within you? Are you giving yourself the ability to overcome your challenges? Are you giving yourself the ability to get to that place? And so as we start to go within who we are, as we start to get to this kind of a challenge, as we start to get to this place within ourselves, and so what is it required to get there? What is required to overcome this? What does it require for us to get down with who we are on the inside? And so this is what it takes. It takes a certain type of focus. It takes a certain type of positivity. It takes a certain kind of challenge to focus to overcome the things by ourselves. And that is a lesson learned. That is a place within oneself to find that kind of focus. That is a place within oneself to find one's challenges. That is a place within oneself to become something great, to overcome and to achieve levels where other people would just quit. Are you with you on that path? Are you with you on that journey? Are you putting yourself into that place, into those kind of things? Are you finding the things within you are available to you? And so, what is it going to take for you to achieve this kind of light? What is it going to take for you to achieve this kind of ability? What is it going to do for you to start to see positivity? How can you take the situation that you've gone through and bring the light out of this situation? And so when one is focused, one is getting to the place inside of oneself where the tools start to work. The universe will find a way to test you. It will ask you the question, is it possible? Is it available to you? Is it something that you want to achieve? Is it something that you want to do? Is it a place that you want to become? And so that's what it's about. It's about you seeing that you can do this. It's about you achieving you. It's about you overcoming you. It's about you finding that kind of strength within you. And so this is what is required. And so are you down with yourself? Are you getting to that place inside of you where it is possible? And so those are the types of challenges that are required. Those are the types of challenges that are possible. Those are the types of challenges that is going to be there for you. And so are you doing this? Are you achieving this? Are you getting to this place? Are you recognizing that you have what it takes? And so these are some of the tools that it requires us to do. So what are you going to do about your situations? What are you going to do about how are you going to turn these types of situations? And so how can you see the possibility in every situation? How can we overcome these types of things? How can we get to the place where what we utilize is focus? And so this is what it requires. And so it's going to require us to get to this place. It's going to require us to get to this challenge. So, are you focused? Are you on this path? Are you on this journey? Are you in this place? Are you achieving you? Are you getting down with who you are inside? And so, this is what it's going to require. And so, are you going to focus to the point where it's going to become a place where you can achieve these kinds of dreams? Are you going to get to this place inside of yourself? Are you going to overcome these kinds of challenges? And so what kind of tools can you use? What kind of place can you get to? What kind of things can you do on a daily basis that uplifts and lights up this world? What kind of a place within yourself is there for you? Are you down with yourself inside? Are you getting to the place where you can start to get to overcome your own challenges? And so, are you down with who you are on the inside? Are you down with who you are on a daily basis? Are you getting into that place where focus becomes a reflection on the outside, and the results come from your level of focus? And the results come from your ability to continue when other people would just quit. And so that is what's required for a person to have an able mentality. It's the ability to recognize that what's happening on the outside is happening because what's happening from within becomes a reflection on the outside. And so that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to be, and that's what it is. It is the ability to focus to that point. You know, a lot of things are going to happen to you, a lot of challenges that you're going to go through to see that you can achieve your dreams, that the manifestation on the outside is the reflection from within oneself, that the level of focus is the ability, and that the degree of focus becomes a reflection to the one who's willing to focus to the point where it becomes that. And so there's nothing, not even emotion, that can stop the one that can go within themselves. Not even an emotion can stop the elevation of one climbing the mountain of thought and focus, of knowledge and focus absorption. And so, how do we get there? How do we utilize what we do have? And so how do we start to take this thing and start to bring an inwards manifestation, that the reflection would reflect outwards? How can we utilize this simplicity of it so that the absorption can happen? How can we get to the place where the tools from within reflect outwards? And so this is what it's about. It's about getting down with ourselves. It's about getting on a path with you. It's about you being your best friend. And so how do you make it through situations when people are there and people leave and you're still okay? How do you reflect outwards from within oneself? How do you get to that kind of a place where what you are doing and achieving is amazing? And that is the kind of light that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the internal student. I'm talking about learning from the challenges that you have so that you can overcome your own challenges. I'm talking about getting down with yourself on the inside, that other people would start to see the light inside of themselves. I'm talking about getting to the place where the things that you're going through and the challenges that you're facing off against, you can overcome. And so I want to start helping people to get to the place within themselves. I want to start helping people to overcome their challenges. I want to start to help people to see the light within themselves, to see the things that they go through and the challenges that they go through on a daily basis are possible. And so how can we start to do this? How can we start to be with ourselves? How can we start to overcome our own challenges? How can we get to the place within oneself that radiates outwards? Can we start to become sufficient within oneself to where the student can be inside the classroom, where the student inside of oneself has the ability to grow? Can we start to get to the mastery within oneself where radiating light radiates outwards, where the ability to go through the challenges are there for us, where the things that we are going through are there? And so this is what it's going to require. This is what it's going to take. And so that is what it's going to require us to do. And so this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you understanding yourself. I'm talking about you getting to the place of self-study. You getting to the place within you where you start to get down with the person that you are on the inside. The one person that is there for you on a daily basis. How can you start to go within yourself to start to build the energy from within oneself to start to overcome your own challenges? And so this is what it's about. It's about you versus you. And so how do you start to become that kind of a student? How do you start to get to that place of light within oneself? How do you start to challenge the things within you that you can start to radiate outwards? How can you get down with who you are on the inside and let the things inside of you light up this world? And so when you start to get down with you and you start to become the student inside of the classroom of you, when you start to be simple with you, when you start to become this within you, when the light inside of you is available, when the things inside of you radiate outwards, where the things inside of you become something great. When you see this within yourself, when you start to go within you and the light inside of yourself lights up this world, When you start to focus to that point where you start to break down your own challenges, when you start to break down your own being, when the things inside of you and the light inside of you is there for you. And so this is where the light inside of ourselves starts. It starts at a place where we start to recognize that the challenges that we're going through on a daily basis are tailor-made for us. And so let's start to focus. Let's start to get ourselves in the place where the classroom is us, where the challenges that we face off against are less than ourselves, that the things that we're going through on a daily basis are there for us. And so as we start to get to this place, as we start to overcome these kinds of challenges, as we start to become this kind of light, and so as other people start to see the light within ourselves, we start to uplift other people from there. We start to uplift other people from within. We start to uplift other people from their own challenges. But the first place is to get to know ourselves, is to get to know the knowledge inside of you is sufficient, that the things that you go through on a daily basis are there for you, that the things that you're going through are a blessing, that you have the ability to light up this world, that you have the ability to light up this night. And so what do you do when you get to that place with you? How do you start to utilize the knowledge inside of yourself? How do you start to get down with who you are on the inside? How do you start to get to the internal self-study? How do you start to get to the internal path, the internal journey, the internal reflection? How do you let the internal radiate outwards? And so as we start to light up the night with the focus inside of ourselves, that's when the reflection starts to radiate outwards. It starts to radiate outwards from within oneself. It starts to radiate outwards from the understanding from within oneself. It starts to get to the place where we utilize the challenges that we face off against on a daily basis. And so as we focus, as we get to the place within who we are, as we get to the place within our own challenges, as we overcome the things around us, as we overcome the light within us, as we get to the place where the light inside of us radiates outwards, as we understand ourselves, we start to bring the light to other people. We bring the light to other parts of the world. We bring the light to other parts of the universe. As the focus within oneself hits the place where the light lights up and radiates the world. And so I can no longer hold back from helping people. I want to help you all. I want you to see this. Soon I will start doing readings. I will start helping people to light up their day. I will start to organize a path and a journey to help other people. And so we got to start to focus. So if you want to start to get connected with my network, put your notes down below. Motivation, meditation, inspiration.yoga. And so I'm here to start to help people. The light inside of myself is sufficient that the focus is radiating outwards. And so when I recognize that the knowledge is sufficient within oneself, it means it's sufficient within you. It means that you have the ability inside of yourself to light up your night. It means that you have the ability inside of yourself to light up your day. It means that you can shine brighter than a candle. And so this is where liberation starts. It starts with an expansion of knowledge. It starts with a place within ourselves. It starts with an ability to see that it is possible, that you can achieve things that others might call impossible. And so, what kind of focus is required to reach that place where knowledge, the student, the teacher, and the knowledge within oneself is centered? Where the student, the teacher, and the knowledge within oneself is centered. Where the ability to utilize what you do have is there. So if you want to get with me and you want to start getting things going, and you want to start to see the light up in your day, leave me a comment down below and I will connect with you. I will start getting that light flowing. I can read the energy fields inside a human being. I can uplift you from where you are. I'm going to start doing readings. I'm going to start helping people out. I'm going to start utilizing this internal energy in such a way that it lights up your day. And so how do we start to connect on that level? How do we start to get to that place where what we have inside is sufficient? And so when we start to recognize that our being is a classroom, that we can be with sufficient knowledge inside of ourselves, where we can have sufficient knowledge inside of ourselves that radiates outwards, where we are sufficient, that it requires knowledge and focus to hit the center of discipline. And so, what does that mean? It means when you utilize what you do have, when you utilize the challenges that you go through on a daily basis, when you give yourself the ability to be centered within oneself, when you give yourself the ability to overcome you, when you give yourself the ability to see that the challenges and the lessons in front of you are there for you. And so if you leave a comment down below, we'll connect. My network's motivation, meditation, inspiration.yoga. And so when we recognize that the mastery within oneself is available, when we recognize that the challenges that we go through on a daily basis are asking us, how can we connect our knowledge and our focus to center it within ourselves? How can we hit the center place within you? How can we hit the center place within ourselves where we can overcome our own challenges? And so this is what is required. This is what it takes. It takes this kind of a place within you. It takes this kind of a place within us. It takes this kind of a place within our light, within our understanding that these kinds of challenges are there for us, that they are there to uplift us, that they are there to ask us the question, is this universe for you? And I'm telling you it is. And when the energy starts moving in your direction, the light in this world lights up, and the discipline of you becomes a reflection of inspiration. It becomes a reflection of understanding. It becomes a reflection of centering oneself. And the utilization of the energy inside of oneself is that place. It is that ability. It is the ability to utilize what we do have. And so as I start to help people with readings, as we start to give ourselves this ability, as we start to overcome our own challenges, as we start to connect our focus with our knowledge to center oneself at a place within ourselves, as we start to utilize this, as we start to get to the place where the whole being is connected, as this universe starts to become your friend, as it starts to help you to overcome your challenges, as it starts to uplift you, as it starts to give you the ability to see that you are a blessing and that the blessings that you have within yourself are available to you. I want to help you to get to this place. I want to help you to overcome these kinds of challenges. I want you to see that you can get to that place within yourself with the energy within yourself, that you are sufficient, that you are a light in this world, that you can achieve your dreams, that the goals that you have are available to you. And what you've been through and the things that you've gone through don't have the ability to stop you from overcoming them. And so that is a kind of focus. It is a liberation. It is an ability for a person to become their own student inside the classroom and the teacher to overcome the tests within oneself. And that is the purpose of meditation. That is a purpose of self-study. That is a purpose of getting within oneself. And I recognize that I can help you to do that. I can help you to get on that page with yourself. I can help you to get to overcome those kinds of challenges. Reflecting from within oneself radiates outwards. Reflecting from within oneself radiates inspiration. It radiates things that other people would see that light up this world. And you deserve to be beautifully and recognized as a beautiful human being. You deserve to be recognized as a blessing. You deserve to be recognized as a light, as an ability within oneself to overcome your challenges. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you to connect the focus and the knowledge and center within oneself with a light within you, with a light within you on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a yearly basis, that you can achieve your dreams, that you can achieve your goals, that what you have inside is something so great that the world around us is a blessing. And what you have inside of yourself can manifest on the outside when you're willing to go within you, when you're willing to put your whole being into it, when you're willing to connect. So if you would like to get down to a reading and start to get down to understand yourself, leave me a comment below. Connect with me, get this stuff going. Get this stuff going on a stage where you start to overcome these kinds of challenges, where the reflection comes from within you, where the challenges around you have the ability to light up your day and to light up your nights. And so what does it mean to be disciplined? What does it mean for us to see this? What does it mean for us to achieve this? What does it mean for us to become this? What does it mean for us to overcome this? And so are you achieving that? Are you becoming that? Are you going within you for that? Are you getting to that place within you? Are you achieving you? Are you becoming you? And so when you put your whole being into you, that is when this world will start to light up. That is when this world will start to utilize you. And yes, I am doing readings of energy. And yes, I will start doing readings to uplift other people, because the reflection outwards is understanding. The reflection outwards is to light up the world. It is to become an inspiration that what is within us is available to you. That is, what is within you is available to you. And that's why I want to give these away, because I want you to see what you can achieve. I want you to see what you can do, what you can become. And so are we lighting up the night? Are we asking ourselves these types of questions? Are we getting down with who we are on the inside? Are we becoming the reflection on the outside of what the universe utilizes from within us? Are we getting down to the person that we are on the inside? Are we getting down with the person inside of who we are? Connect with my network, Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration, Yoga. And so the reflection of motivation, the reflection of meditation, of self-study, and the discipline of inspiration is within you all. It is there for you to achieve it. It is there for you to become it. It is there for you to light up your night, to light up your day, for other people to see on the outside what's coming from within. That what's coming from within is available to you. That what's coming from within is available to you on a daily basis. It's available to you from within you, and others can see this. Others can recognize this. Others can become this. And so are you able to focus to that point? Are you able to get down with yourself? Are you able to put your whole being into you? And so let's see what you got. Let's go ahead and uplift your day. Let's go ahead and uplift your night. Let's go ahead and pull you out of that dark place. Let's get you to that solid ground. Let's get you to that ability where you join my team, where you get on the page where I reflect outwards through you, where the things inside of yourself light up your day and your night. And so where you become a beacon of light in this world. And so are we focused to this point? Are we focused to this place? Are we focused to this ability? Are we able to find these types of challenges are available to us? And so this is what is required. It is required for us to go within us. It is required for us to become this. It is worth it for you to see that you can and you will find a way to utilize what you have. You will find a way to overcome these parts of you. You will find a way to become this kind of light, and this kind of day, and this kind of night. And the blessings from within oneself is there. And so are you achieving this within you? Are you becoming this kind of light where even the universe recognizes you? And so that's what I'm here for. I'm here to uplift you. I'm here to tell you it's possible to be yourself. I'm here to tell you it's possible to go through your challenges. I'm here to tell you that you can do this, that you can become this, that you can light up your night, that you can light up your day, that the focus and knowledge within you is a blessing, that centering oneself is available to you, that putting yourself in that kind of a place is there for you, that the things that you go through are there for you, that you can share this with other people so they can see the ability to go within oneself is available to them as well. So when we start to focus to that point, where our whole entire being is connected, our whole entire being is part of it, our whole entire being is with us. And so this is what it takes. It takes this kind of focus. It takes this kind of knowledge. It takes this kind of reflection. And so what is it going to require us to do? It's going to require us to take that kind of understanding. It's going to require us to take that kind of place. It's going to require us to get down with who we are on the inside, that the reflection radiates outwards. And so how can we achieve centering of oneself? How can we get to that place where what we utilize is within us? And so the whole entire being is knowledge and focus at a centering in oneself. When you start to become the student and the teacher inside of the classroom of you, when you start to get to the place within you, when you start to come to the classroom to ask the questions that you need, when you start to focus to answer them within yourself, when you start to get to the place within you where other people see that you have that ability, when they see that you have that kind of a light, that you have that kind of a blessing, that you achieve that kind of knowledge, that is where the light within ourselves radiates outwards. That is where the light within ourselves becomes a reflection of our own discipline. And it's the discipline within ourselves that lights up the night. It's the discipline within ourselves that lights up the day, that gives ourselves the ability to start to get down with who we are on the inside, that starts to get down with who we are on a daily basis, that we start to get the reading of the energy within oneself to center within yourself. When you start to understand that I'm here to uplift you within you, I'm here to help you to achieve things that others would call impossible. I'm here to help you to see that you can do this, that you can achieve this, that what is possible within you is available to you. And so when you start to recognize this, when you start to get down with this, when you start to get down with within you, lights up the night and the day. I'm talking to the person within you. I'm talking to the person who is in the room by themselves, who doesn't know if they can pull themselves through it. I'm here for you. Connect with my network, Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration.yoga. Start getting that energy flowing in the right direction. Start getting that energy centered within oneself, where you start to take on the challenges that you're facing off against, where you start to utilize the things that you have. I'm going to start energy readings so that I can help people out, because I want them to see that they have sufficient within themselves to reach that place, that they have sufficient within themselves to become that kind of light. So connect, subscribe, get connected. Ask yourself this question: can you utilize that ability? Can you utilize those kinds of challenges? Can I be there for you? Can I uplift you? And what you'll see within yourself, you are sufficient. You will see what's within yourself is the ability, that you don't need anybody else to do it for you, that you can become that kind of light, that you can light up the night from within who you are. And so are you focused? Are you knowledge? If you are in this place with yourself and you're asking yourself these types of questions, if you're in this place and you don't know how to make it through it, connect with me. Put Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration.yoga. Get connected. Put yourself in a place where the reading starts to happen and the answers come from within you. where you are centered inside of yourself, where you have the ability to become that kind of light in your world. So if you want to become an inspiration to the people around you, connect with me. If you want to become an inspiration to the people within you, connect with me. If you want to be with who you are on the inside, recognize that the light inside of you is there for you. It's available to you. And so start getting that kind of connection going. Start getting that kind of reflection going. Start getting that kind of understanding within you available to you. And that is what I'm here for. I'm here to uplift you. I'm here to tell you it is possible. It is possible for you to achieve your dreams. It is possible for you to achieve your goals. It is possible for you to be who you are on the inside. And that is what matters. What matters is you. What matters is your mentality, your available knowledge inside of yourself, to center oneself inside of you, to become that kind of light in a daily basis, on a weekly basis. So if you need that, that's what this is here for. If you need that, that is what you are here for. And so that is what that blessing is, connecting these people. And I can see them coming. I can already see them asking for help. I can already see the Most High Creator of this universe utilizing me in such a way that I can be a tool in this universe. That the purpose within oneself is that a relevant place to light up the night, to light up the day, and that we can do this together. That you can achieve that within yourself. And so, what is it going to take? What are you going to do on a daily basis? What are you going to do in such a way that you can become this? And so this is what is going to be required. This is what it's going to take for you to achieve it. So I'm here to help you to align it. I'm here to tell you that it's possible. I'm here to tell you that you can do this, that you can become this, that you can achieve this. And so within the last 3 minutes here, I want to center this light on you. That if you're hearing this message, that it's for you. That you can become one with yourself. That you can become your best friend. That the challenges that you're facing off against. And so this is a blessing to have these kind of plays, to have these kinds of challenges. And I want you to see the light inside of yourself is there for you. And I'm here to start this connection. I'm here to start this centering of oneself and to start to spark the light inside of you, to give you the ability to see that it's possible, that you can center, and I send this light towards you. I send this ability for you to see this. As I say, blessings, 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 and namaste.